welcome to a new PlugInGuru video. My name is John Skippy Limcool. Welcome. I am really thrilled to show you today new software with the PlugInGuru name on it. It's the first software we've released. These are 2 MIDI effects available for Macintosh and for PC. What this does is some really cool rerouting so that people that buy our newer libraries that don't have hardware output continuous controllers with knobs and sliders and faders and all that kind of stuff can still take benefit just using, say, the mod wheel. If I wanted, I could click right here and I've routed all 4 controllers to my mod wheel. So I've got this cool groove from Beautifully Broken, this new library we just released. And I can control it independently, right? If I use the mod wheel, I'm controlling all of them. So a lot of people don't have the big hardware with stuff like that yet. You're just starting off. And we've made 2 libraries now that are taking advantage of more controllers to give you more control over the sound. If I uncheck these so it works exactly like it's supposed to, it's sending 4 controllers so I can have this bass and drums. A lot changes. Now, if you're doing just your modulation wheel and the groove, right? You get a little bit of the fun, but you don't get all these guys. Well, Shane Dunn, this wonderful Canadian programmer friend of mine, saw this happening and went, hey, I can do something about that, and made a program, sent it to me. We released it with a link to his website. He's since added the PlugInGuru logo and let me put it on my own website. So if you go to PlugInGuru.com right here, you can see there's the Beautifully Broken library. It's like really cool, dirty, imperfect. If you like Boards of Canada, the soundtrack to Stranger Things, stuff like that, there's a ton of cool stuff in this library to play with. And drum loops with granular tempo locking them to your sequencer's tempo. So that's drum loop. If I go to my sequencer and change tempo, it changes inside of Omnisphere. So we're kind of breaking the rules of what you can do in plugins. That's what we love to do here. But for our customers to get more out of it and also just make it, this is fun for people that don't use, if you use sample libraries, if you use other things, then the ModMate all by itself is really cool. All you do, go to PlugInGuru.com and right here where you see the list, hit software and you can see these 2 MIDI effect plugins show up for you to get more information and download. So those are there. The other one that is free and now available is Show MIDI. And you can have it so it shows you 5 different keyboard sizes depending on what your keyboard controller is that you're using. So if you don't have a smaller keyboard controller, you can do that and show like this. I'm using a 5-octave, which is 61 keys. So I can set this like that. And now when I play high C and when I play low C, it's right here. If I play notes, they're green. If I hold down the sustain pedal, they change to another color. And then you can see 4 MIDI continuous controller inputs as they're happening, so you can confirm that you've got MIDI CC happening. Pitch bend up and pitch bend down also are right here. And you can right click to change this to any of 127 MIDI CCs. The other cool thing with ModMate, real quick, I'll show you that's really fun, is say you don't have a spiffy Native Instruments machine jam to play with. How about if you have an old piece of hardware like this? This is the Korg M3. And because of my programming with Korg, we've actually changed the operating system so that this has been other synthesizers in their voicing development. I've put it back to being an M3, and somewhere in the process, the screen's been disabled. And right now, the touch screen is not working. But the real-time controllers, when I move these 4 faders, they work. But look, they're sending MIDI CCs that are not 1, 2, 4, and 67. So I need to use this and move 1 fader, and now I see this is 74. If I right-click here and say this is 74, there it is. If I move the second one, it says 71. I can change that to be 71. I go, oh, this 79 needs to be changed to 79. And then the fourth one, it's numbered 72. So we go 72. Now these guys are working, and because of the little boxes, I boxed right here. I checked the box for the second lane to there, third lane to the third row, and fourth there. So that way they're each controlling the sound. So it works, okay? Now, if I wanted, even with this, I could go and turn these off. I could still reroute it to pitch bend if I wanted. So if I only had a pitch bender on a really cheap old keyboard controller, pitch bend up is now sending all 4 CCs. I can even route aftertouch. And what's cool with that is moving over here is sending that CC into your sequencer. So you can go like this and record aftertouch after you've played in to get better control of aftertouch, because aftertouch is hard to control when you're playing sometimes. So we did set it up to do some cool things like that as well. So now, if you don't want to do all this, I'll show you a quick trick. It's not a trick, but it's an ability inside of Omnisphere. If you go to the system, you can reprogram the 4 CCs where you're using. Mod wheel is mod wheel, so we're going to leave it just on wheel. But the number 2 controller is breath controller. So if you click here and you say move controller, I've moved this and it's locked it to CC71. Foot controller, move controller, it's got that. And soft pedal, move controller, and there. So now I've programmed, in fact, I could move mod wheel, I could reset it to this. So now it's working. So you can do that without any help if you need to. And if you want to set it back, you just say reset, breath controller reset, foot controller reset, and soft pedal reset. Your sequencer, your DAW, has to support MIDI effects. Cubase users, I'm sorry. There's a workaround where you use a MIDI effect as an instrument, and I think you can get that from over here on Shane's website. If you go over here to his website, we do have the source code available because these are free, and part of the rule of 3 is making the source code available for these. So you can see the show MIDI and the source code, and I believe on the GitHub for the ModMate, there's a place where you can get to the instruments when you go here to the ModMate. Yeah, here's instrument versions. But they're tricky using in Cubase, and we're not supporting it directly from my website with Cubase, but you can get the instrument downloads there. Okay, so enjoy. Thank you for your support. You're buying my libraries, keeps me in business so we can keep developing cool things like this. And we'll see you in the next video. Okay, thanks.